So, hi. This is the geek protagonist. Noticing something here, and wanted to talk real quick. So, I got a little listy here. Let's go down this real quick, and it'll make sense. So, you got Gal Gadot and friends singing "Imagine," song and stuff that happened a while ago. Personally, I don't think that was that bad. I know what they were trying to do. No one really cared. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're singing to the peasants." When I think people kind of missed the point. Like, I get where they were coming from with the anger, but the point was they were trying to sing to, relate, entertain, stuff like that. Now you got Vanessa Hudgens, which I thought this was dumb, speaking on Corona not being a big deal. If people die. It wasn't even the fact of how she was trying to say or state facts or things. It was mainly her approach and the fact that how she like went into it and was like, well, it's whatever. And then it was like, well, now you took it from here all the way over to there. And then she backtracked what she said to a degree. Now you got Sia, who did a post of virus, but the VIR was crossed out and us, and I guess it was saying she was trying to be symbolism of some sort. I guess virus equals us. I guess even though you could just put the equal, but okay. Then you got Madonna in a bathtub of roses saying the great equalizers, Corona, in her bathtub of roses and stuff. I guess she thought that was deep. Um, you got Lionel Richie, who says he wants to do We Are the World for COVID-19. Uh, yeah, this one I didn't think was so bad. So you got Jennifer Lopez posting pics of her family and them at their house doing stuff like they normally would. And but you get to see a lot of the land and everything and just her property. And apparently a lot of people were very upset about that. But really the pictures and things were focused more on her family. It just happened to be she has a big house. But I'll get to that in a second. You got Priyanka Chopra clapping at the empty backyard. I thought that was weird. Idris Elba saying that we're the virus, his people, and his wife decided to get corona because she didn't want to leave his side. Okay. Um, you got Drake showing off the basketball court, talking about this is what he's going to do in his house. You got, which I thought this one just was weird. You got Bella Hadid stay home while eating a burrito topless. I guess because she's modeling. Jamie King thanking the virus for bringing us together. The whole little video. Evangeline Lilly, all about the not social distancing. You probably remember that. Jennifer Aniston showing her dog in deep thought and quarantine, where the dog was laying over in the thing, and apparently some people got very upset because you could see the dog laying there in the backyard. Didn't understand the anger behind that either. It wasn't even the full yard; it was like a corner. Arnold Schwarzenegger telling you to do social distancing while he's in his jacuzzi. Uh, Kylie Jenner saying that she's being pregnant, trained her for this for the 8 months for social distancing quarantine. A lot of people didn't seem to have an issue with that as much. Elon Musk called the COVID pandemic dumb and fear is the mind killer. I guess saying if you're afraid, that's what kills you. And I guess he was talking about the response where people bought toilet tissue like crazy. You got Kim Kardashian social distancing with her mom. I didn't think that was that bad, but apparently people are like, that's not social distancing. I'm like, well, her mom comes over and they're still staying 6 feet away. That technically is. You can, you just have to wipe everything down. Then I seen ones where like The Rock was talking about his relationship and how them being quarantined together actually strengthened their relationship. Apparently, a lot of people had an issue with that, from what I seen. Um, Ellen talking about feeling like she's in a prison in her home. A lot of people had an issue with that because they're like, you have a big house, so you shouldn't feel like you're in prison. Cardi B doing a lot of commentary about the government, how they're handling things. A lot of people don't seem to have an issue with that. Jimmy Fallon, Trevor Noah, a few of the others still doing their late night shows. Some people seem to have issues with that. Uh, Ricky Gervais saying his thing. Ryan Reynolds, just telling celebrities they're idiots and why he's giving money to people. And you got Patton Oswalt yesterday saying a thing about, you guys should be practicing this, but you're just mad because why can't you stay at home and do Netflix and eat takeout because you're PO because of Fuddruckers. All right. The reason why I'm bringing all these up, and there's way more, is because of this. Just because, now first I'm going to talk to the fans, then I'm going to talk to the celebrities. Just because someone has a big house or a bigger house than you or more than you doesn't mean they don't have the right to speak. I noticed that every time someone has an issue with a celebrity, it's, well, you have this and I don't. Okay. So I was a part of a conversation the other day where somebody was like, man, my job is really killing me right now. And someone comes out of nowhere and goes, well, at least you have a job. That doesn't change if the person's tired. It doesn't change if the person is to work. So if a person lives in an apartment and another person lives in a house, so that person who's living in the apartment, should they not, or should they tell the person that's in a house, well, you're in a house and I'm only in an apartment, so your living situation is better than mine. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Now people can go, oh, well, they have millions of dollars and no, let's not act like, and I'm not saying or diminishing the situation at hand. Businesses, I know some people, their businesses may not come back, and that's horrible. But when there's people like, no, everything is bad. No, you're getting unemployment. You're getting more money than you normally would. You're getting checks. You're getting things. Now, I'm not saying you're not struggling. I'm not saying you're not suffering or anything. And for those who are versus those who aren't. But it does not change the fact of how bad it is. Like I said, some people or some others, I know people in different situations. You can still, if you're living and you're able to keep that roof. Now, I do say this, rent and stuff, mortgages, we shouldn't be having to pay that. That would help out a lot of these people because maybe those unemployments, and this is also starting to lean towards celebrity now, but maybe some of those unemployment situations may not be enough. So some people it is. It's like, okay, they're getting paid, and I've seen people say it, they're getting paid more now than they were before. Actually working and stuff. So everyone's situation is different. And as such, since everyone's situation is different, everybody has to be sensitive to other, how people's situations are. Now, with that being said, when The Rock is talking about his relationship and people are like, oh, in your house, when you start sitting there constantly bringing up people's money in their house when they're literally talking about regular things, that makes you sound more like you're jealous of what they have. I'm not saying you are, but that's what it sounds like. There's business owners and people. Some people have more money. Some people have less money. So besides the whole wage gap situation that we've had, to sit there and try to silence someone that has more, that's not right. That's not American. We have freedom of speech. That does not mean we cannot say our piece. But if someone's just talking about, hey man, yeah, during this, you know what, me and my wife reconnected, blah 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 blah, to sit there and go, well, that's because you got a big house, you got all this money. That's ridiculous. Jimmy Fallon and Trevor Noah are doing their shows. They're doing their job. Their job is to entertain us. He's still doing the late show or late night show. They're all still doing this. When people are like, why can't you guys shut up? No, that's what we want celebrities to do. We want celebrities to do their job. Your job as a celebrity is to entertain us. And that's what they're trying to do. So as fans, I think we need to know and kind of calm down. So like when Ellen says she feels like prison and people are like, no, you have a big house, a big car, a big land. Like, no. I'll tell you this right now. If you're locked in a building and the building has 16 stories, but you cannot go anywhere but in that building, still feels like a prison. It's still a difference between going out and doing something and being confined to your place. Now that place may be bigger, that place may be smaller. Everyone in the world has a different, every person has a different thing. Some people live in an apartment, they're fine. Some people live in a house. Some people live in a bigger house. Some people live in a mansion. So sitting there jumping on every person every time they say something because they have more than the average person or they have more than some people, that's kind of not really fair because they can say something, they can still feel something, they still are dealing with this too. You just sit there and go, you're not dealing with it like me. Okay, I see people running outside. Now they're still practicing social, well, not all of them, but a lot of them still practicing social distancing. They're just running together, but one's like, on the street, one's on the thing. Like, people are still living lives. Not every single person is suffering, but to condemn a celebrity like Jennifer Lopez showing her family, you can't condemn a celebrity or a rich person or a person with money or anything every time they show something. They can't help their living situation. They live in a big house because they earned it, or however they got it, whether it was singing, dancing, entertaining, moguls, whatever. They earned it. They have bigger. Just like if I was some guy who ran like a big, Fortune 500 corporation, I may have a bigger house to you. That doesn't mean that my opinion now is less than yours. So I think as everyone, as fans and of these celebrities and things like that, I think we need to pick the proper battles. What I mean by that is stuff like not Jennifer Lopez, I'm sorry. Stuff like Madonna, Vanessa Hudgens saying those crazy things, Evangeline Lilly, Jamie King thanking the virus. What Pat Oswalt said. That's where you need to be at. Those are ridiculous. Those are crazy. Now, whether you agree with the people who are protesting or not, to sit there and say, well, you're just mad because of Fuddruckers, or you're just mad. And I've noticed some of them have these hot takes where they're like, well, you guys need to do social distancing. Because now I'm on to the celebrities. You, as a celebrity, your job is to entertain, whether it's acting, comedy, singing, whatever. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. When you're at your award show, stop telling us how to live. As Ricky said, but I'm not even going just off of Ricky. I've been tired of this for a while. Your job is to act or to do your thing. Your job is not to tell me how to live my life because you think you're better. And yes, when you sit there in your private jets, in your private things, and you sit there and you tell us, well, you need to do this. No. See, we're the ones that provide you that because we're paying the movies, we're buying the albums, we're doing all these different things. And as you as a celebrity, and I'm not saying all of them, Kevin Bacon did one. I actually liked his. It was very informative. It was kind of funny. Like, I watched Impact wrestlers like Sami Callihan, and they did a goofy kind of thing. And one dude who actually is a wrestler who works in the medical field, and he's talking about the medical side of it and the differences between how the work and stuff is. If you're a celebrity and you're trying to make people feel joy, I don't think we should be like, well, you're big. Now, Patton, you can do the takeout. You can do the Netflix. A lot of you celebrities, you don't need to actually work, even with your bills. We know how much a lot of you make. You can survive a few months and be fine. Some of us are living paycheck to paycheck. You cut that off, boom, everything's gone. Vanish. So you celebrities that are telling us while you're in your jacuzzis and things, because people are going to be offended, like, well, you tell me from your high place because you're living a certain way. And I know there's probably places that ask you guys to do it. Shut up. Now, I'm not saying it because you're infringement on your freedoms or anything. If you want to sit there, Idris, and say we're a virus, and I like Idris Elba as an actor, or Drake wants to show off his basketball court, anything, okay. We as fans do not have the obligation to follow what they say or do. We can ignore them. And I think fans need to remember that. We can ignore the celebrities. Some of them are probably craving that attention. I think it's true. Some of the things I'm seeing them say and do, they're craving attention. But we have to be careful and find the line between this person is sharing their story and this person is trying to tell you what to do because they're talking down to you. The Rock talking about how his relationship with his wife is, that's just him talking about his relationship. That shouldn't be a thing where you're mad about. That's him talking about his relationship. You can turn it. But when you have, like when Cardi B is saying stuff, first off, she's dropping knowledge left and right. And I love that. But she's like, look at this versus that. Now, when you get someone saying something kind of off, like Lionel Richie saying COVID-19, we should do it, We Are the World. We don't need that right now. Make that later. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's tiers. There's like, okay, you got this here. You got, the people who are saying stuff like Patton Oswalt and all of them and talking like, you idiots, you need to do this. No, you don't get to tell us. You're fine. Now, unless you celebrities want to start doing that with the money to everybody, because some of you could, you don't get to tell us what to do. Now, you can if you want, but don't be surprised if all of a sudden when you do and you put something on a public forum, you get annihilated. Then you have the celebrities here, like, it's a little tone deaf, like Lionel Richie or Gal, which I didn't mind it. I actually thought the song was sweet, but I got where everyone was coming from too. But they were trying to do something to make people feel good. Now, people did not like it. They thought it was stupid. They're like, no one cares because no one cares about what celebrities want right now. But let's not fully condemn these people for trying something nice. They're like, you can't read the room. You know situation. Well, they thought singing a song would make people feel good. Because remember, music brings people together. So their thought was, okay, well, maybe if we all are singing and stuff, music will bring us all together. Now, whether you like the song or not, a lot of people like that song, some people don't. That's neither here nor there. You're holding too much on every single celebrity. And like I said, then there's the ones who are just talking, like, hey, man, I really don't like this. I'm locked up in this place. Oh, I can't believe it. Like, no, they feel just like you or anyone else. Now, when people are like, we're not all in this together, are the celebrities doing a bunch of things that we aren't? Are they going out to stores and shopping in stores that we can't? Like, we are in this together, but people, I think fans need to only calm down in the sense that pick the right battles where people like Madonna said something off the wall or Jamie King thanking the virus. That's the stuff you need to go after. When someone says, man, I really feel caged up and I'm just really messing with me, they're still humans. They're still going to feel this stuff. That's all I'm saying. Let's pick our battles proper. With that being said, celebrities, as a whole, stop trying to tell us how to live our lives. Unless you're perfect and you're doing your things, stop. Now, if you want to say stuff on your social media, like I said, you can, but don't be surprised or upset if people decide to say something to you because a lot of people follow you. And I know why they ask you guys to tell us to stay at home because you're influencers and things like that. The problem is, for a lot of us, your job is to entertain us. Not tell us about our carbon emissions, about the environment and stuff. Now, if that's your thing, like Leonardo DiCaprio does that, okay, talk to us when it's that convention or things. Don't sit there, get your award, and then call us a bunch of crap because we're not doing what you want us to do. Then you leave on your private jet or your car that has diesel fuel that's shooting out everything, like, and screwing up the environment. If you're not living it, I have an issue with celebrities and people who are being hypocritical. So don't be a hypocrite. If you're going to talk it, live it. But don't tell us what to do. Please. All I ask for fans is just check the battles. Like the people who say crap like Patton Oswalt, that's the people you need to jump on. Not someone who's saying, hey, I feel trapped right now. Or I'm feeling very anxious. Okay? Because they're still people. But people like Patton, the people like Madonna and all of them, yeah. That's the ones we need to go after. In that sense of verbally, yo, what are you talking about? While you're sitting there in your mansion, you're worth like, I think he's worth like $14 million or something. Like, dude, don't sit there. You don't know what we are going through like that. You got all that. We don't. So our thing is some of us live literally, we lose a paycheck, we lose a life. Like, you need to chill. A lot of you celebrities need to chill until you know where it is. That's why Ricky said what he said, because he has come from it. That's why you haven't heard anything from Tyler Perry or certain people, because they realize maybe people don't want to hear from us right now because they're going through it and maybe I shouldn't say anything. So think for yourselves, celebrities. You need to think if people are more worried about where they're going to get their next meal. If you're not giving up money to charities and things, and also too, that's the other thing. Stop asking us for money, and then I'm seeing on your channels you're only raising thousands of dollars. You drop a couple mil. If you're worth 20 million, I want to see 3 million of your own money go into these things before you ask people who are struggling, hey, could you give us money? No, you do it. You have a ton of money. You do it. I'm seeing them where they're only like 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, and I'm like, what? How? Where's your money? Now, I know you have bills, and they do, but if I can shed, like, let's say I was making money and I could shed $100, you can shed more. So before you ask us for money, put your money where your mouth is and drop it and be like, yo, I put my 10 million. Can you put $1? That's all I'm saying. Let's pick the right celebrities that are really saying the crazy and talk to them and see if we can get them to calm down. But let's not pick every time a celebrity says anything. We're like, no, you're in your house, because it's not the way things work. Everyone has different levels of how their lives live. Some people have houses, some people have apartments, some people have nothing. Some people live in a car. We just got to calm down a little bit, but celebrities, y'all really need to calm down and turn it back a notch and don't tell people what to do. You're not qualified. Unless you're a medical professional or something, you're not qualified. Your job is to act. Go shoot me a short film and then send it on YouTube, okay? Sing me a song. Some of them have Neil Diamond. That's what I want. If you're a musician, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Sing me a song. All right? Thank you. Geek Protagonist is out.